In this video, I'm going to show you guys the best gaming laptops for competitive Fortnite. Laptops are actually extremely underrated because of how much value it provides outside of just gaming. A lot of the people, if not majority of the people who own gaming laptops, have these laptops for a mixture of gaming, productivity, and portability. Having a portable device that can give you great FPS on Fortnite whenever you're playing at home or outside is awesome, but you want to make sure you have the best laptop possible because there are pretty bad deals out there. That's why I'm here. I have bandaged together the 3 best gaming laptops from the best budget laptop all the way up to the best overall laptop to get in 2025. I honestly feel pretty good about this list. As always, these laptops will be linked in the description for you guys to check out. But anyways, let's get into the first item. Starting off with the best budget laptop, we have the Acer Nitro 5 gaming laptop. Acer is actually pretty famous for making budget laptops, and this one in particular is priced at $699, making it one of the best laptops for the price. This particular laptop has an AMD Ryzen 7 7535HS, an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050, and a 144Hz display. Honestly, the specs are pretty awesome. I think the AM5 CPU, while not up to par to the actual CPU you see in gaming PCs, it's actually not too bad and can get you pretty good FPS in Fortnite with competitive settings enabled. This laptop is pretty bulky, definitely not the lightest laptop on this list whatsoever, and it does have a pretty dated design, but to be honest, these won't really affect your performance at all, and if anything, it's more of an ego issue, and if you don't care about the looks of the laptop, then this is the best and it's not even close. Some other information on this laptop: it has an 8GB DDR5 RAM and a 512GB SSD. I was honestly scared at first with the 8GB of RAM, but since it's DDR5, it shouldn't affect your FPS the same way it would if you had a DDR4. And to be honest, every laptop in 2025 should have a DDR5 stick regardless of the price. I'm not 100% certain of the laptop's battery, I haven't tried it myself, but if you are playing Fortnite, you probably want to be playing with this laptop plugged in anyway, and that applies to most, if not all, gaming laptops out there. This laptop is just under $700 and it's already a pretty good laptop performance-wise. If I were to ask you guys to buy just one product from this video, it's probably this one. It saves you money and you get a lot of value in return, especially if you ever want to consider playing Fortnite competitively. The next laptop we're going to talk about is my personal favorite, and it's the Lenovo LOQ15 IRX10 gaming laptop. Now this laptop is an absolute beast and I personally own one. For $1,029, you are getting an RTX 50 series GPU and an Intel Core i5-13450HX. This combo alone can get you anywhere from 200 to 240 FPS in game as long as your laptop settings are correct. However, in my opinion, it's with the other parts of this laptop that make this laptop amazing. First of all, I think the design is actually pretty good. If anything, the modern design is so good and I love how the thin bezels are on this laptop. Second of all, we have 32GB of DDR5 RAM and a 1TB SSD. I actually have this laptop myself, and while I never use this for productivity at all, I still think that it's a great Windows laptop because it's actually quite slim. This laptop is less bulky, which actually fits perfectly on any backpack, and it also just is more conveniently placed anywhere you go. The cooling on this laptop is also really good, like actually really good. I've never had any cooling problems with this particular laptop whatsoever. Lenovo is probably the best manufacturer of laptops, but most of their laptops get good around the $1,000 price tag, and this one in particular is $1,029, which is honestly really good, like actually really good for the specs you're getting. I would honestly consider this laptop if you want something that will get you insane, crazy performance for a very long time. I think you can have this laptop for like 5 to 6 years and not have a single problem with it. The specs on this one are great, really. I can't stress it enough, and there's a reason why I bought it myself. 32GB of DDR5 RAM, a TB SSD, an RTX 50 series GPU, and a pretty good CPU. All in all, adds up to definitely more than $1,000 when it comes to value on a gaming laptop. You'll see these on other brands with the same specs. They're probably going to be a lot more expensive, but this particular laptop is staying on the $1,000 price tag and I highly recommend it. The last laptop we're going to talk about is actually pretty expensive, but it somehow justifies the price a little bit. This laptop is the Lenovo Legion 5i and it costs a little over $1,500, which is honestly not too bad. Now yes, $1,500 is a lot of money, but if you consider the fact that the laptop has the Intel Core i7-14700HX and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 with an OLED display at 165Hz and 1440p, the price sort of becomes a little bit more manageable. This is about as good as a laptop can get for the price. The design is pretty good. I think the previous laptop's design was a little bit better, but this one is still pretty good. $1,500 is pretty expensive for a laptop, so yeah, please do ask yourself first if you really need that expensive of a laptop. And if you do, then that's cool. I think you can't go wrong with this one, and it's probably the best option to go for anyway. An i7 CPU is really good at 14th gen, it's really good, and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070, while still on a laptop, is still pretty good. Anything past this point is pretty overkill. I think I'd probably buy a gaming PC if you're going to spend more than $1,500 on a product that allows you to play competitive Fortnite. But regardless, I think this laptop is great if you are going to spend around $1,500 for a gaming laptop that plays Fortnite competitively. All of these laptops provide value in some way or another. The budget laptop is a super cheap way to play Fortnite and have a portable device on the go. The value laptop is a sort of balance between the best overall laptop to have for gaming, while this laptop being somewhat affordable at $1,500. I don't want to say that because it's still pretty expensive. Now, whilst I am recommending laptops, I still highly recommend to buy a gaming PC. Now, I actually want to talk about why you probably shouldn't buy a gaming laptop, but also talk about why you should, because there are good reasons for both ends of the spectrum. You probably shouldn't buy a gaming laptop because of all the problems that come in with a gaming laptop. It's definitely a higher cost per performance on a laptop. You have limited upgradability, you have battery cooling, and power constraints, which are all pretty bad. There are so many issues that come with a gaming laptop because of how small it is that you will never have an experience like that on a gaming PC. But then again, it is because it's on a smaller device, and the portability factor is still great. You have pretty much an all-in-one gaming setup out of the box, and some gaming laptops like the ones I recommended are somewhat viable for competitive. The laptops I recommended have capable CPUs, GPUs, and other specs that can run Fortnite pretty well. With that being said, it will never reach that of a performance of an actual gaming PC, but it can get infinitely close the higher you go on that list. There are major benefits to getting a laptop, trust me, but there are also major downsides depending on how your situation looks like. I still recommend getting a laptop at the end of the day. I think it's super useful outside of just gaming. It's super valuable for school or work-related activities or even just productivity in general. Although I personally have switched to a Mac for productivity-related purposes like for school, I think a gaming laptop will provide you about the same level of performance anyway. Depending on how you use it, obviously I prefer the MacBook because I have a lot of integrations, stuff like that. Obviously, nothing to do with a gaming laptop, but again, a gaming laptop will provide about the same value in terms of productivity with a little bit of gaming sprinkled onto it. That's still important, and I think that's why I recommend getting a gaming laptop at the end of the day. However, if all you're thinking about is gaming and all you want to do is game, then I'm not gonna stop you, but I do recommend getting a gaming PC at that point. You can save a lot of money. I think a $1,000 gaming PC will have about the same performance of a $2,000 gaming laptop. So yeah, go for it if you want to. I'm not going to stop you. Besides the gaming laptops that I mentioned in this video, I'm going to be linking down some of my personal recommended gaming PCs. These are pre-built, so they're a little more expensive, but only about 20 to 30 bucks. You can use that as a reference, or you can buy that PC for yourself. I think it's a good buy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.